Good afternoon, we can start now. My name is John Mitchell. I'd like to welcome you to the ODI for the launch of a new ALNAP report, Closing the Loop, Effective Feedback Mechanisms in Humanitarian Contexts. Now, I'd also like to welcome our online participants. They are with us, aren't they? Nod, good. I hope you can hear me, I hope you can see me clearly, and we look forward to hearing from you later in the day when you'll have an opportunity to join in the discussion from the online chat room. Now, before we get to the report, I have a few housekeeping points, so I'm going to briefly run through them. And the first one is that the event is not run according to Chatham House rules, and it will be on the record. And if the alarm sounds, please make your way out through the doors to the ODI reception. I'm not expecting a drill, so if you hear the bell, it's probably for real. Copies of the report are on the table outside and on the stands in the reception area, so please help yourselves. And I understand, Francesca, there's also a paper on research and analysis on which the guidance is based, a literature review, and 3 case studies. So it's a bumper package. Good. They're also available to download, I assume, on the ALNAP website. And could I ask you to please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent before we begin? Brilliant. So let me begin with a bit of context. What's this report all about and why is it important? Well, I think I'd like to make 4 points to kick off. And the first is that, as far as I'm aware at least, this is the first time we've properly canvassed the views of affected populations and what they actually think of feedback mechanisms. And as you know, we've seen the feedback mechanism device become something of a standard part of agency response in recent years, but information on how they work is a bit thin. So I hope that this report goes some way to helping to rectify that. And the second thing is that this report asks the question, is it a good thing to do in all cases? And I think, again, up until now, we've taken a normative approach to this, believing, I think rightly so, that it must be a good thing, but this meeting is an opportunity to examine that assumption. And thirdly, there's been a lot of efforts to improve the quality of information from feedback mechanisms, but perhaps less on whether feedback mechanisms are designed so that the information that's actually collected is actually used properly to make the response more appropriate. And this is a fundamental question, and I think it's a question that the report addresses. And my final point is that you'll see, if anyone has read this report and all the case studies and research methodology pieces that go along with it, that it's a very robust and structured piece of research. And we're going to hear more about that, I think, a little bit from Francesca in a minute, who is going to present the report very soon. But before we get to the presentation, I'm going to turn to the panel for some introductions. And on my far right is Alex Jacobs. And Alex is the Director of Programme Quality at Plan International, has been there since 2011. He was Mango's founding director, managing the organisation for 9 years. He's worked with many NGOs carrying out evaluations for ActionAid, the DEC, creating the Who Counts. What's the campaign? The Who Counts campaign. That's different. Okay, thank you. And leading to the and co-leading the Listen First project. He's worked to manage projects in Africa, particularly Rwanda, DRC, and Zimbabwe, most notably with Oxfam GB. He was also Keystone's research director for a couple of years, working on accountability and performance in NGOs. So welcome to the panel, Alex. And sitting right beside me is Berku Munyas. Have I pronounced that correctly? No, I haven't. Why don't you say your name?
Hello everybody, my name is Burcu Munyas.
Oh God, I was miles off. I do apologise. Well, Berku is the Accountability to Children's Advisor, currently leading on Save the Children's UK Accountability to Children breakthrough. She develops organisational tools, guidance and policies, and provides technical assistance and funding to several country offices to improve programme accountability. And she brings a mixture of experience as a programme manager in the field and has taken on regional and HQ-based technical advisory roles on programme quality and Accountability with CRS, Oxfam GB, and Save the Children. And right on my left is Francesca Benino. I know I've got that right, because I've been working with her for 5 years or something. Francesca is a research fellow in ALNAP covering evaluation, learning and accountability. And if you could just give the panel a round of applause, welcome. We're going to kick off with Francesca's presentation, who is going to tell us what the report says.